we'll just steam ahead, because I've got to get through character creation then. Alright, new game. Map version is 0, expecting 17. The game just crashed. Alright, perfect. Let us try that again. Hey Dash, I'm a little worried that the game's not going to work. Because I just got an error that I've never seen before when I tried to launch a new game. And it crashed the game to the desktop. But it seems like it's fine now. So, you're just in time. We're just about to start character creation. So, for those not familiar with the game, I'm going to run through a couple basics. Up here is where you put your name. Very important. Here is your humanity. Humanity is a stat that determines how likely you are to frenzy. Basically, you take damage, there is a percentage chance that your character will just lose control, and you will literally lose control of your character as they just start attacking whoever's closest to them and feeding. The higher your humanity, the lower the percentage chance of frenzy, and at high humanity, the chance is almost 0. But anytime you do something fucked up, like murder civilians, it goes down. Then you've got your masquerade points here. If you basically expose the existence of vampires to civilians, you lose one of those, and 5 of those causes a game over. So that's something else you have to be concerned about, besides just staying alive. Next, we have our clan. So, not every vampire clan is available to play, but you get a decent selection. So to start off, we've got the Bruja. These are basically, they're your young rebels. They're the rebels without a cause. They're violent, aggressive, they tend to be involved in, like, the anarchist movement, like fighting against the Camarilla. They're basically anti-authority. Next we got the Gangrel. The Gangrel are the closest thing to a werewolf that a vampire can be. They are wild animals. They can turn into like animal beast forms. They are essentially just if you want to play a werewolf, but not an actual werewolf because those also exist in the setting. This is what you go with. Next we have the Malkavian, which is the one that Ducky was suggesting. These guys are lunatics. They are completely insane, and I don't mean that in a I don't mean that in a like funny like haha, oh no they're so wacky kind of way. No, I mean like they perceive reality differently, and as a result they can actually see things that others can't, including glimpses of the future. A Malkavian playthrough is completely different from any other version of the game. All of their dialogue is completely different. Like every single line of dialogue that you can pick is different for a Malkavian, and they straight up get plot spoilers in their dialogue. It is highly recommended to not play a Malkavian for your first playthrough. But I've played this game like 7 times already, so like that's not a concern. But yeah, they're pretty wacky. Next up we have the Nosferatu. They are pretty self-explanatory. They are your monster vampires. They're smart, they're intelligent, and they're very stealthy, but they're ugly as shit. So they can't operate out in the open. They're so bad that like being spotted in a public street is a masquerade violation for them. Like they are lock them in the basement kind of guys. And so with a playthrough with them means a lot more stealth. It means a lot more traveling through the sewers to avoid people. It means that certain encounters with NPCs just are not allowed because they still just won't talk to you because you're a freaking monster. Next we have the Toreador. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but this is the clan that I pretty much always picked in every single one of my playthroughs because they are the ones with the least amount of negatives. Their whole thing is that they're very social, they're very in touch with humans, which means that whenever they shift humanity, like basically if they lose a point or gain a point, they instead gain or lose 2 points, which is not a big deal. It basically turns this 10-point scale into a 5-point scale, which is it sounds like a problem, but it's not, because it means it's just as easy to fix as to fuck up. So they're like the safe baby option for new players. Or cowards like me. Next we have the Tramer. And Tramer are your blood mages. They are wizards. They get to do all kinds of magic spells. They get their own special base. Like in the game, there's various apartments where you can live, and there is a unique one just for this clan, which is in like this weird fucked up house where it's impossible geometry. Like if you go down a corridor, it just infinitely loops back on itself, and all kinds of wacky stuff like that. And they get to do all the craziest like blood magic powers. Every clan does get powers, but they get like a lot of them. And then you have the Ventru. The Ventru are the snobs. They are the upper class aristocrat style of vampire, kind of like your like Dracula style. They're incredibly social. They tend to be like CEOs or businessmen, and they also tend to be in positions of authority within the Camarilla, which is the like vampire government. Uh, I've I've so their negative is that they cannot feed on people that they consider like low class. So like prostitutes and the homeless will actually cause them to vomit if you try to feed on them. And they also, but they do get some pretty wacky social powers. Like one of them, the highest level power, is mass suicide. You can just make everyone within a radius just instantly die. Yeah, it's messed up. And it does not discriminate. It's like literally everyone, civilian or otherwise, within a radius. And of course, you've got male and female versions of every character. Even the Nosferatu. And then you've got unique history where you can like these like shift like your stat balances in certain ways. Like homosexual. I mean, hey, it's an option. Although it's funny because that doesn't really have much influence on a vampire because they become completely not asexual, but like they cannot have sex after they turn. It's just not a thing for them anymore. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is there any particular clan you would want to see? Because I've played this game so many times that I'm perfectly willing to try something new that is outside my comfort zone. The crazy ones, cool. All right, so we've got the him, and we got the female one. Look at that skirt. Oh no, she's going supersonic. Do we want to go male or female? It only makes minor differences. Most things in the game are the same, but it affects like certain dialogue, and there's certain people you can seduce or not, depending on whether you're play the girl. Okay. And then for history, we've got homosexual, ex gymnast stripper, women's prison guard, long and Littlefoot. What's that? Don't help me. Your dual deformities make life difficult, but you're one of those hard luck, triumph in the face of adversity stories that people gob up. You can never raise your dexterity above one, but you start with an extra point in humanity, charisma, and wits. Fuck that. Yeah, burnout, ninja, doomseer, completely batshit, subtly insane, occult nut, or deaf. Do any of those strike your fancy? It's mainly stat differences, so it's not gonna be a huge thing. It's just gonna affect like how these are spread out initially. Batshit. All right, let's take a look at batshit. What does that do? Completely batshit. The curse of Clan Malkavian burns white hot in your veins. You are a brimming cauldron of lunacy. The effects of your dementation are greater and last longer. It's difficult to wrap your wriggling brain around the concept of invisibility, however, and you must spend more experience to raise your skill in obfuscation. So basically, yeah, your ability to be stealthy. Uh, so what does that actually do as a benefit? Your effects of your dementations are greater unless. Oh, that's like my powers. Here it is. Dementations. Dementations channel madness and pour into the minds of those around you. Covert actions, they cannot be traced back to you and carry no risk of violating the masquerade. Veil of madness. The victim's emotions intensify until it becomes temporarily incapacitated by either hysterical laughter or convulsive crying for about 15 seconds. Taking any action against the victim might end the action prematurely. And obfuscate. Oh, it's a specific power. Okay, I see. So this gets buffed, and this power is nerfed. It's harder to raise. That makes sense. So let's get our points set up. So we need to put one in social. So we have charisma. Makes your character ability to sway people through personality. Manipulation. It's necessary for haggling. Appearance indicates the physical attractiveness of your character. Appearance is the foundation of the seduction skill. Let's go with charisma. For abilities, getting firearms is important eventually, but not initially. Eventually, you will need to be good at using guns or really good with melee weapons for like the late game. But for now, we've got some leniency. So let me see. I also kind of want to be good at stealth and lockpicking. God damn it! I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with these two for now, because I can afford to wait a bit before getting firearms and melee. Firearms can wait for a while, because we're not going to get many guns in the early game. Mass hallucinations. Anyone near you suffers mild hallucinations and a -2 penalty to firearms, combat defense, and feeding for 20 seconds. Yeah, let's put that in there. Enhance your mental faculties and allows you to perceive the aura of those around you, as well as see better in darkness. All levels of aspects. So this lets us see people through walls, I guess. Attributes. I've already done that. Talents. Subterfuge. So, see their motives. So it's needed for seduction. Hey, Henry, we're just doing character creation. We'll be going with Malkavian. So intimidation. Charm. Generally speaking, I think you want to go with either intimidate, charm, or seduction. Trying to double dip or triple dip is not. You spread your points out too much, I think. Uh, Dodge. Determines your character's ability to avoid taking damage in all forms of combat. I think I want to go with Brawl, because I will need to be good at melee eventually. Yep. And there's that skip intro button. I kept missing this when I was testing it. I never saw it anytime I was doing it. And it would have helped, because the intro sequence is quite long. So perception, that's your inspection and your ranged combat. Intelligence, that's research and intimidation. Wit is hacking. I'm going to put intelligence because research is really good because it lets you read manuals and it raises your other stats. So having decent research will really help you out in the long run for just getting more points. Hey, Chibi. But yeah, that should be well, I need to put a name. What should we call her? What's our batshit insane Malkavian going to be called? Perception. That is a good point. No, I really want research for now, just to have it. Looks like a bad RPG character sheet. Well, to be fair, this is a video game version of the character sheet. I don't know what the actual one looks like. All right. Let us get a name sorted. Any suggestions? Uh, Name her Davidson because she's. Okay, you know what? That's brilliant. I like that. Okay. David's son. And yeah. All right. I was never going to come up with a name. Fair enough. Yeah, I was struggling as well. That's why I asked for help. I'm like, oh god, this is the part I suck at. Okay, I think I've done... Nope, I haven't done knowledge. So, investigation, scholarship. Let's put 1 into investigation. Haggling's not that big a deal. Money's not that important. Computers definitely, though. You're going to be doing a lot of hacking. Alright, and accept. Oh, Chibi, avert your eyes. It's lewd.
I want to show you something.
Man, seeing this right after the announcement of the Totally Spies thing, it's like, oh no, it's gonna be one of those days. I love how you can see the bite marks are actually sliding across her neck, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. That is a good point, Chibi. It is pretty bad. Danny? Well, I meant like the dots themselves were like moving, but maybe I was misunderstanding it.
My fellow kindred, my apologies.
Oh,
for
there's Jack.
disrupting
I
any
just saw it
business
in the back.
or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening.
On the left side of the stage.
It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling.
So yeah, a deal with this game is that
because the laws
when you
that
pick a
bind
gender,
our society, the laws that
the
are the
other
foundation
gender
of our
is used
existence
for the character model
have been
that
broken. No.
you're sire.
As prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring.
It was
Many of
made
you
on a
have come to me
budget, and this
seeking
is from like
permission,
2003.
and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before
I think
you
this
tonight
is
was not
a good
refused
example
permission.
of a
Indeed,
double E
my
game,
permission
not a
was never
triple E.
sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this.
Yeah, I've never noticed him before. He's totally there in the back,
to
Jack.
announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a
Yes,
loyal
it was,
and
Henry. I
upstanding
think it
member of our
was... I don't think it
organization.
was the first, but it
As
was
some of
one
you
of the
may know,
earliest. It was so
penalty
early,
for
like
this
Half-Life
transgression
2 hadn't even come out.
Is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings
Yep, they're all
serve
here.
as a
Pretty much
reminder
every
to our
major character
community
for the entire
that
game
we
is in
must
this room right
adhere
now.
to the code that binds our society.
Like,
lest
there's the
we
leader of
endanger
the
all of
Tramer,
our
the Blood
blood.
Mages.
Forgive me. Let the penalty commence.
So, not only do they use your sire for, not only do they use
Which
the
leads
other
to the
gender
fate
for the
of the
sire,
ill-begotten
but all of
progeny.
those random character models that are
Without a
not
sire,
important people,
most child are doomed to walk
like,
the
okay,
earth
see that guy
without
with the red
knowing their
hair
place,
and the one
their
next to him?
responsibility,
Those
most
two are
importantly,
different if you pick
the
a different
laws they
clan.
must obey.
So whatever clan you didn't pick,
Therefore,
they then use
I
all
have
of the other
decided
character
that
models
This is bullshit!
and like shuffle them around.
All I'm saying is that he better not do it.
Like
If
that is
Mr.
straight up,
Rodriguez
that is straight up
would
the
let me
vent,
finish,
the
I
Ventru
have decided
vampire I
to let
could have
this
picked,
kindred live.
but wearing one of the late game
They
arms.
shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community.
Orc. I think Chibi might be
I thank you
referring
all for
to
attending
the.
these proceedings, and I hope
Is it the
their
guy who dressed like a
significance
butler?
is not lost.
That is a Nosferatu. They're the really ugly ones. Him. Yeah, the Nosferatu are the spies of the vampire world. They're extremely stealthy. Oh, she might have meant the
Your
adjudicator.
sire, tragic. My apologies, but you see, there is a strict
Yeah, the
code
huge
of
one
conduct
is.
that all of us must.
I don't even know what clan he
must
is, but he is a
adhere
badass,
to
and
if we
he
wish
is
to
one of the game's
survive.
like late game bosses.
When
It's minor spoiler,
anyone breaks these
but
laws,
there's only one
they
reason for a
undermine
guy
the
that cool
well-worn
to
fabric
exist
of
in
our
it, so you can fight him.
centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior.
He's the reason
So,
why you've got to
what
have
I'm
good
offering is
firearms
not
by the late
generosity,
game.
but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your son.
Yeah, so I think there's 12 clans
This
or something like
is
that.
your trial. You will be brought
It's
to
based on the
Santa Monica.
idea of Cain
There
and
you will
Abel,
meet an
where
agent by
after
the name
killing
of
Abel,
Mercurial.
Cain was cursed by
He will
God
provide
to
the
be a
details
vampire,
of your labor.
and he walked for
I've shown you
centuries, and he
great
turned
clemency.
other people
Prove
into
it was more than a
vampires,
wasted
or he had
gesture,
children.
fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good
And
evening.
your characters elude walk cycle. They do. But yeah, he turned like I think 12 other people into vampires, and they all had unique, different versions of the curse. And then everyone they turned formed the basis of the clans. But there's also a lot more vampires than just those, because there's Asian vampires that are an entirely different thing. There's just all kinds of stuff, because it's a tabletop, and they bring out a new book every now and again. They just make shit up. Yeah, so I am using a controller for this. I have got a configuration that... Whoa. Hello, Jack. You just talking to me through the wall?
Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so...
how's the
let me show
audio?
the
Can you
ropes.
hear him
Wait a
okay?
second.
The Reign of Ages plots again to wash away revelations.
Oh, man. And you're a goddamn Malkavian, too. Wow. You
Okay,
really
good.
are
Let me know if I
fucked.
need to turn it up. Who is this dark demon I see before
I'm
me?
Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
Okay. I'll turn it up. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to need to read these carefully because I've never seen these responses before. I shall undertake your dark tutelage. Break down for me the bare-bone basics. I don't understand the play they give. I need no guide on this dark path. Leave me.
All right. Why don't we, step out back here?
Also, yeah, you hear that weird dark whispers? That is only because I'm playing as the
Rice
crazy
and
character.
Stuffy in there, huh? This is much better. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least, you know? Good
So,
say
as
your
old
eyes.
as this
You
game
look
looks, Chibi,
wobbly. You
look at
even
the
had a
facial
drink yet?
animations. It is all hand animated. It's like, it's not facial capture. It's crazy good how good the facial animations. About what beverage do you babble?
Man, we're popping a cherry here. Oh, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne. Blood, your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready though, cause hey, it's never as sweet as the first time.
Sweet like a prom date?
Down around the corner there, I saw this human. Poor SOB can't find his car.
I love his laugh. How do I do this dread deed?
Alright. You go down there.
He's kind of a hobo.
You creep up
He's
on
also a
him,
pirate.
you
He was a
bury
pirate
those
like 400
fangs
years
and
ago.
feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so naturally you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
Oh, you know what, Andre? Yeah, that's a perfect way to phrase it. In the tabletop, he's the legendary figure that everyone knows about. He's just like Keanu's character in Cyberpunk.
Forget that comic.
Will he carry this curse in his
Don't work
veins?
that way.
In other
Now
words,
go
will I
for
turn
it.
this guy into a
Be
vampire
sure,
if I
though,
bite him?
and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain him dry, okay? It might be hard to resist, but don't kill him.
I go to drain the viscous liquid, I think that says. This is your blood pool. Blood is the fuel for your vampiric powers and disciplines. When your blood pool is low, you need to refill it. Humans are an abundant source of blood in most areas of the game. One is in the alley around the corner. Alright, feeding on humans fills your blood pool. To feed, approach the victim and press the feed button. It is important that humans do not see you feed on other humans. Once you have begun feeding, that bar will drain. It's their life. Do not let it empty completely or they will die. Hey dude, what's up? And full. And now he's stunned, so I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feeling that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
It's never this easy, by the way. Kinda. You do have to take some steps, like luring people to alleys and stuff. But in combat zones, it's totally fine, because you can just kill regular enemies and drain them, and there's no consequence to your humanity. So spooky, and when do I choose the color of my cape?
Alright, now, you got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass.
Oh yeah, you're right. They tend to die quicker.
But wait, it gets better. All kindred.
Yes, I do get the silly font. It makes the game very difficult to read.
Vampire. All kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on the food chain.
Tell me this
Like
tale.
sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club.
Alright, my lifeline will go on forever.
Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, it's worthless. A cross? Pfft, shove it right up their ass. A stake? Only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you. Running water? That's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire? That's real trouble. Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise.
Yeah, so we don't get any of the silly exotic weaknesses, but a shotgun can kill us. Because we need a video game here.
Okay, now.
Like a bad sunburn. Okay, now.
What the fuck is this?
Ellipses.
Inside here, head upstairs. Read up a bit. Just gonna go see what the fuck this is.
I'm going in. Alright, use key. Now we do a bit of Source Engine platforming. Wow, this is just like the fucking tutorial for Half-Life 2, isn't it? Stack those boxes. And now we can pick up this lockpick. Oh, yeah, I can switch it anytime. It's actually just like Oblivion in that regard. You have to be in third person for melee combat, but guns can be in either. And you can use third person when you're moving around.
Come down here.
Yeah, he somehow got up
Stay
here
away
before
from
us.
the windows. Oh, it's a Sabat raid. The Sabat, they're, Christ, I was hoping to spare you this shit till later.
Gay lockpick? Why is it a gay
They're
lockpick?
mostly mindless, bloodthirsty assholes. That's all you need to know for now, right?
Is it because it was glowing with sparkles? Alright, where does this path lead?
The Sabat got wind of the gathering here, so they figured they'd raise a little hell and put a little heat on the new prince.
A prince is the term for whoever's leading this section of the Camarilla. The boss of the city. He was emitting rainbow sparkles. The Sabat got wind of the gathering. Tell me of this jester prince.
No time for political rundown. Job one, get out of here alive. Sabat might be mindless, but they hit like a Mack truck, like raging savages. Nothing a fledgling like you wants to mess with.
Alright, if not the sword.
Heads up. Back away.
Alright, here he comes. The animation sound work on the fucking Sabat was so bad in that scene. Like that, the only the thing contrasting how fucking cool he is how fucking awful their animation work was.
Dumb, frenzied Sabat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
Alright, I shall invade this orifice. Expect a giant orc dude to melee. He does later, but in this instance, they're just showing off that he has a lot of magic powers. So, we're gonna lockpick. Don't look at my really ugly fingers and nails. Oh, actually, punched the door. And Jack somehow got in before
Shortcut.
us.
Well, nicely done, though. Not exactly an angel in life, were you?
My halo was terribly tarnished. I knew my share of demons.
Cool. Now, if you want a lesson on how really not to act, take notes from those Sabbat assholes. You're a big bad vampire. Yeah, great, congrats. Now keep it to yourself. You go roar and you beat your chest, and that's what you can expect.
Why need we hide our
It's the
nature?
same reason you don't let humans see you feeding. It's why the wolf doesn't want the sheep to know he's there. It's also why you don't go juggling dumpsters or outrun the 815 from Sacramento, and it's why you didn't know any of this when you woke up this
it's the
morning.
classic thing of like modern humans could wipe vampires out in a day. Oh, it's because it's the tutorial, Chibi. They mean a lot more once we're past the tutorial.
Keep our secrets
My
secret.
eyes are beginning to open.
Easier on all of
You
us.
always have,
Living in the
you
age
nearly
of
always
cell
have at
phone
least
cameras.
4 options.
Fuck-ups ain't tolerated. Makes sense enough, right? Well, it ain't a casual thing for a fledgling like you.
My mind is beginning to cloud. Shine a light and explain.
That party back there with the guy in the suit and the McGilla gorilla? The assholes that put your sire to death? That's the Camarilla. Oof. They make a tidy business out of enforcing vampire laws like this one.
Ah. These Camarilla are my comrades.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I think some other time, maybe. I like to let people form their own opinions.
Yeah. They could wipe vampires out in a fucking week if humans knew the truth.
All right, now don't
There are
get
some
all
humans that
angry.
know there's like hunter societies,
I'm glad we're in this situation, you and I. It illustrates a
but
point.
like public
You gotta
knowledge is not.
utilize your
And
surroundings.
vampires exist at every level of government, and that's how they're able to keep shit like this on the down low. Paint me a picture.
Do what you gotta do. Theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering. These will be the least of your sins before the night's out. So look around here. You gotta get out the back.
You're in
here
for it
that
now. Oh
magnetically
god,
sealed
those
door.
voices.
There must be a key someplace.
I shall seek this key. Alright, so we got ourselves a little bit of a puzzle. We've got to get the magnetic key for this door. So, we have a computer here, and we have a safe, and we have a note. And we also have this very emo poster. I don't know if anybody caught the reference in the stream title, but it's very relevant to that. Alright, when you read a note, you will see the use icon. So, password, chop shop. So let's use the computer. And it's one of those really old style of computers. There is no mouse movement. You've just got to type everything. Alright, and the password is chop. And unlock.
You're in for it.
Safe door unlocked. And then use the safe. Oh, wrong button.
There we go. Now take that key card and head out the back. I'll meet you out in the
Oh
alley
god,
there.
the cables are
Better
in
check
behind
out
him through the
things from
window are
top
freaking
side.
out. I think that's physics started at work there. Alright, I shall do this deed. So yeah, I've got my inventory here with my lockpick and my wallet. Actually, what does my wallet say? Because it's empty right now. Your cash, 0. Your wallet is empty, baby. You're so broke you can't even afford to pay attention. So that will actually change depending on how much money you have.
You're in for it.
Now, unfortunately, despite the fact that we clearly saw him shoot me with an Uzi, I cannot get the Uzi. Yeah, so I lost a bunch of health there. Yeah, backbreakers. It's a pretty cool, like, kill. When you take regular damage from, like, bullets and melee weapons, the health bar just goes down. But if you take aggravated damage, such as from, like, claw attacks, like bleed damage kind of thing, then it fills up the bar with yellow, and that will not heal as quickly, and it's, like, much more difficult to deal with.
Fucking waste of unlife, these Sabbat vatos. You get winged? Hey, look at them potholes. Those will close up soon enough. Better feed, though. There's someone down the stairs here. It's not the freshest catch, but he'll do.
Alright, does blood need vintage and bouquet?
Well, when it comes to feeding, it's quality blood you're looking for, not the quantity. Bums and lowlife don't pack the same punch that a healthy, well-bred
Yes,
human will.
fire and
Juice
claw
bags
attacks
with
do
pedigree,
aggravated
That's
damage.
the good stuff, but you gotta take what you can get. You ever had a PhD, kid? Ooh, that's good stuff.
You know I haven't. You popped my cherry, remember? The thirsty rarely avoid an
Remember
oasis.
what I said, though. Don't kill them. At least not the innocent ones. You're a monster now. Make no mistake. One of the damned and the fallen. You need to hold on to every last shred of humanity you have.
What if I drain him
An
dry?
innocent's an innocent. You kill one, even a worthless bum, even by accident, and it's gonna cost you a piece of your own humanity. Bring you closer to that beast you got welling up inside you.
Jack's like, if you open up your character sheet, you'll see the stat in the top right. Yes, the dark beast coiled beneath the surface. Silence the sermon. I shall go to drink the darkness.
All right, now go feed. Careful, though. He's gonna drain fast.
Yeah, so you won't get nearly as much out of someone like this. You'll notice the bar drains way faster. Oh, and I fucked up. Yeah, but it's enough to get me healed.
Not quite as good, huh? You could do worse. There's some rats down the way. You think I'm kidding? You can survive feeding on animals if you can stomach that.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
rats are your alternative. They give you very, very little blood, and I don't think it's an option for Ventru. Ugh, his neck tasted like your breath smells.
Well, give it a try.
I need to floss the flannel from my fangs. And there you are. Yeah, it's going to be the same sound every time. But yeah, that's if you're desperate, you can grab some of those out of the sewers. Floss the flannels from my fangs is a pretty good line.
You rat sucker. Hey, I don't care what you do, but just so you know, polite vampire society looks down on that kind of thing.
Etiquette demands they pass the salt for my rodent feast.
Keep it down. Got someone around the way here.
Keep it down, get someone around the way. Only one?
Not too much of a threat by himself, but you never know if there's more in shouting range. You're gonna have to sneak past.
Where shall I sneak?
The building across from us with the garage door. There's some double doors on the far side. I'll meet you inside. Just stay low and stick to the shadows. And don't let him see you.
Now you see me, and then you don't.
All right, go.
Alright, sneaking, a combination of dexterity and stealth. So, yeah, and much like Oblivion, the stat has a huge influence on this. You do actually have to sneak, like, you do have to avoid line of sight. But the higher the stat is, the much more forgiving it becomes. So there's the enemy there. Watch this. He's gonna eat shit in a second. That happens every time. He walks over and then bam, gets blown up. Alright, so I'm going to activate my power. Turn invisible. Gonna sneak in. I didn't need to do that, but I just wanted the extra precaution.
That shovelhead outside just got separated from his pack. He's wounded too. Go take care of him. Don't worry, he's probably greener than you.
How can he have seen? How can you see his shade from here?
The Sabbat, you see, they don't have the most rigorous training program. In fact, that poor sod is lucky if he knows he's a vampire.
My own green paint is still fairly
He's
fresh.
probably just turned and beaten over the head. They like to do that, make shock troops, cannon fodder.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked. The Sabbat will literally just turn somebody on the street and then push them in a direction. It's like, just create chaos.
He is a vampire, so be ready.
Vampire or no, he meets his maker.
Go get him.
Getting. Yeah, so I can engage in melee combat, or if I can get behind him. I should see the... There we go. So you can use the use key while sneaking behind them to just insta-kill. And now I've got a melee weapon. So, now I need to set my hotkeys. Tire iron. Actually no. Keep that on fists. Second one will be melee, tire iron. There we go.
That's that. Sounds like you got another pack moving in, though. The Sabat are going all out. You better head underground, avoid stray bullets.
This plan is fine to me.
Alright, head down into the basement through the grate in there. Keep that tire iron handy. I'll be there in a minute.
I will not wait for you. Okay, so I want to show something off here. The actual math on how combat works is weirdly complicated. So, brawl combat requirements for fists is 1, damage potential 18, lethality 8, feat adjustment 1, base damage 2. There's a lot going on there. Mainly combat requirement is 3 for the tire iron, damage potential 10. So let me check my stat sheet. Where is my melee thing? My melee is 1, and its requirement is 3. So basically, the tire iron is worse than my fists, because I don't meet its requirements. I'm basically using something that I'm too low level for, essentially. But with the right stats, it becomes better than my fists. Oh no, source ladders. And that forces you into first person when you're on them. Alright. This part, I'm not going to lie to you, is a little rough. This character, not from the original game. He was added with the unofficial patch to basically be a tutorial for the new mechanics that were like re-added to the game. And as a result, this is an amateur voice actor. Alright, combat is not the only solution for sticky situations. You can also use your feats and disciplines in dialogue. When you're able to do this, your responses will show up in different colors, and when using higher resolutions, different fonts. They are indicated below.
Stop! You! Just stay back. Keep your distance. Now who the hell are you? You involved in all this? Because I'm gonna radio this in, and SWAT will be all over this place.
Alright, so we got 1, which is my blood option to just scare the shit out of them. Flee from the terror. Show me the path. The second one is persuasion. I did nothing, but the good guys will bring the bad guys down here. 3 is seduction. Fearful men will make me hot all over. My compliments. 4 is... I forget what 4 is. Yes, I'm behind all of it, and I will pull you in deeper. I think that's intimidation. So, let's go with... graphic design is my passion. Bria gets the blood option because he has a relevant power. Oh, nice. Alright, so I will pick... fuck it, I'm going to seduce him.
Thank you. Look, lady, I don't know what you want, and I'm not about to take a bullet for this job.
So can we go now?
Yeah, okay. Alright, this way. This will lead us up to the warehouse.
Well, as far as I know, that's
Maybe sneak
a
out that way.
result of the patch, but I don't know exactly how it works. Yeah, okay, let's head up. You can sneak out that way. You die first. Follow me not, if you want to live. Oh, 1 sounds like a threat, but I don't think it is. Okay. Alright, my dude. You wanna just... Shit. I didn't realize that's what it was gonna do. Well, I guess it was the death option. So I lost humanity there. No, that's fine. I'll make up for it later.
Not sure what's going on. Sounds like the Sabat's getting scattered. I'm gonna keep an ear to the ground. Be careful going forward here. Could be a whole mess of them holed up.
More fun then. So I want to just bring this up. because you guys can't actually see it. I am using a really funky method to pick all of these dialogue options using a controller. I have a PS5 controller with a touchpad, and I've mapped it so that the touchpad has a menu with 4 options that correspond to the 4 corners. So option 1 is top left, option 2 is top right, and because the game never has more than 4 options at any time, I can select any of them using just the controller. Yeah, so you have all your different powers. You've got Blood Heal, that's self-explanatory, Blood Buff, which will boost your stats temporarily. So we're going to use that, and then that pick the door, because that gives me the stats I need in order to do it. And then these next few rooms are designed to teach you your powers, regardless of what clan you are. I think they like shuffle around exactly where the enemies are. Alright, Malkavians have 3 unique disciplines. Second Sight, Dimitation, and Obfuscate. So let's use Auspex. Is that not it? What the fuck does Auspex do then? Reveals the auras of the living and the dead within a short distance. Well, it's not working apparently. Oh, we know I can see him now. That's very hard to see. Oh. Got him. Hey Jack, I saw you. Cannot talk during combat. Well, combat's over. What do you want from me?
I think they're clearing out. There's no need to go stirring up the hornet's nest till we know the score, though. Head through here. You'll come to an elevator around the way.
Alright, till our next encounter at the elevator.
Don't let them catch you.
I'll do the fishing. Alright, so let's head through and we test out our next power. Alright, Obfuscate. So that's your invisibility. Shit, I fucked up. Alright, so I'm going to Obfuscate. Okay, so I'm only invisible when I'm not moving. So let's wait for him to calm down, and then I'll break his neck. Okay. Come on, dude. Move. I can't break his neck, apparently. Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Shit. Alright, activate the power. Fuck. How does this work? Okay, I think I know how I'm supposed to do it now. Alright, activate the power. Come on. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Stand here. Obfuscate, and as soon as he passes, now. Yeah, that was a little clunky. Alright, Dimitation is the vampire power causing visions and madness in others. It is a targeted discipline. The effects and length vary with level. It is not a masquerade violation, but different levels of the ability can be. So, I want Veil of Madness. Can I break? Oh, I can. There was no prompt, but I can do it. You did not use mass hallucination. Shit. I missed what it actually wanted me to use. Okay. Mass hallucination. There we go. There we go. Got him. Alright, you can pick up an object and throw it. This is always the tutorial that gives me the most amount of trouble. Right, so, pick it up.
Huh?
Oh, worked first time. Perfect.
Fucking humans. Gangbangers protecting their turf. Oh, man. I'm here thinking it's Sabat moving up in here. It's the fucking locals about to take one for the hood.
Do we kick these do we lick these
They've probably
locals?
seen too much. Here, take this 38. Fucking pea shooter, but a few shots in it will take down a human.
Oh man, these kind of peas are undoubtedly deadly.
Well, I'm gonna want it back, so don't go die and lose it. I don't use guns much. They're noisy, they're clumsy, practically useless against vampires.
That's
But
not
still,
true.
A kindred's gotta keep up with the times. And in modern-day Los Angeles, that means coming strapped.
Firearms sound foolish and feeble.
Well, yeah, some are more lethal than others, of course. Watch out for those shotguns. Ouch, those things can smart, I tell you.
I'll make sure to bypass any boomsticks.
Head up and clear out what's left of them. Can't have them running their mouths about any of this. I'm gonna make sure there's no stragglers around outside.
Alright, I will do this deed. So now we get the gun tutorial. So, let's set up my hotkey. Nope. Wrong button. 3, ranged weapons, Colt, police, positive, special. So, guns suck ass at the beginning. My ranged combat is 1. That means I have a giant fucking reticule. And it very quickly just expands. And it does shit all of the damage, but it's fine. It's fine. Eventually they will be good if I invest stats into them. There is a bottle on the crate at the end of the hall. Aim your cursor, wait for it fully focused, and use the attack button. Oh, it actually won't let me proceed. God damn it. Alright, let's take the ammo. Here I was thinking I'd actually hit it. Oh, this better not be a glitch. Okay, there we go, I hit it. Somehow, out of all those shots, only one of them fucking counted. That's how bad that was. Alright, let's reload. Alright, let's stay low key and probably kill at least a couple of them. Let us go for obfuscate. It occurs to me obfuscate was only in effect when I'm not moving. Like, it's not helping me hide at all otherwise. Let's get him.
Freeze,
Oh.
motherfucker!
Alright, you know what? Let's try the gun. Yeah, that's about how effective that is. Now, how decent is the knife? What's the requirement on that? 4, even higher. Alright, Jack, here you are.
That's it, kiddo. Just like that, and it's all over. Everyone slinks back to their corners of the city for the night.
That's, surely this blood drama continues.
Until the next night, when the Camarilla finds some way to strike back. Parry, dodge, spin and all that, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Just checking one of my notifications. These are the nightly battles of this ancient
Well,
game.
to be honest, you came at an interesting time, let's say. The Camarilla, the Sabat. Well, in LA, these are the new kids on the block. There's already plenty of kindred had stakes down in California long before them. Now, we got every ancient kindred rivalry playing out all over the city. Lot of tension out there. A lot of fear. A lot of jittery, high-strung predators clinging to their little pieces of eternity.
Hell is my eternal madness.
Oh, boy. Oh, I think they're looking for you outside. Guess you got a cab to catch. Was hoping to fill you in on a little bit more, but... hell, you'll figure it all out.
Alright, after sleeping all day long, but now take your pea shooter back. Or... dreams will come during the day, but I will need the pea shooter. Please let me keep the gun.
If you make it back, stop in at the last round. It's this bar downtown here. I'll fill you in on the politics. Now that's the stuff that'll kill you. Good luck.
Alright, you have received 2 experience points. By pressing the character editor, you can spend your points. And unlike the beginning, where you're able to just distribute the points wherever you want, like 1 point is worth 1 stat, now they have a cost to upgrading them. So I'll show that now. So strength, if I wanted to up that, that costs 4, but I only have 2. So in some cases, I will have to just wait. So initial cost of scholarship is 3. You get the idea. So for now, I just have to hang on to those, because I don't think there's anything I can afford. No. Yeah, no, it's all too expensive.